to the first Mike Leaf show of 2014. Coach,
can you believe it?
Good to see you in the new year.
Good to be here. Good to be back.
The Warriors played their first two games of the new year last weekend, a road trip up to Bemidji State and then Minnesota Crookston. And so we'll start there this week. And we'll start on Friday night, your game against Bemidji State. Really almost a carbon copy of the win at Concordia St. Paul earlier this year. An overtime game. Taylor Cameron gets to the basket, gets a basket with 15 seconds left on the clock, and you were able to come out of there with a win.
Yeah, it was, I tell you, and Coach Brown does a great job of breaking down film, and we had said going into the game that this actually is one of the best starting fives in our conference. And the reason being is that they're all a threat. And they really do play well with each other on their screening action and their cutting, and they shoot it well. And they don't have a tremendous amount of height, but they got a lot of quickness. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, it was amazing. TC was on the line, and he made one of two free throws, so he had some pressure on him in that scenario, and I can smile about it now. But when we got into that overtime, and you could just see the determination. And he stepped up to the plate, and like you said, he took it to the hole, and it was certainly crowded in there, and you didn't know if there was a foul or not, but boy, he busted up, got it, and next thing you know, that ball's coming out of a group of people, and that goes in. So I mean, he played a tremendous game, and as the rest of them did, but we were fortunate enough to get it into overtime, and so the gods are with us.
That's right. Get out of there with a victory. Another guy who had a great game on Friday was Kellen Taylor. 16 points, 16 rebounds, and then he follows that up on Saturday with another double-double. Yeah. He's the conference player of the week, a guy who really came through for you on the road.
Yeah, he did. And he's so vocal out there. He's a catalyst on defense, but yet, boy, he got us a lot of rebounds all weekend long. And, we've been really working in that category because early in the year it was a phase of our game that we needed to get better at, and Kellen sure has stepped it up.
Riley Bambenek as well on Saturday night, going for over 20 points. He's really emerged as a scoring threat for this Warrior offense.
Yeah, and a big part for him is that, he opens up our offense for everybody else. And he does such a great job with his dribble drive, taking it to the basket, and knocking down the short jumpers or the threes. And he utilizes the curl cut really well, especially when the opposition is trailing. So he just opens it up for us. And teams have started to key on him a little bit more, but TC loves it. He says, "Man, it just gives me more shots."
That's right.
And as the rest of them do. But and another big contributor for us, not only Skyler in the post area, but off the bench has been Kyle Bauman. Mm-hmm. And he is so good at finding that open spot and hitting down that 15-footer, and it gives you another dimension versus what Skyler does more in the block play. So he played a heck of a ball game both ball games as well. So everybody contributed, and it was I don't wish anybody making that trip to Crookston, to be honest with you, because we're all in that cold phase right now, and it's so frigid out. But up there it was cold, and but it was great to come out of there with the 2 wins. Obviously,
a great weekend for the Warriors. 2 wins again on the road against Bemidji State and Minnesota Crookston. A good way to start 2014. When we are back, we're going to talk to Coach later this week, but first we're going to talk to Mark Blacklock, one of those guys who made that road trip and made some pretty significant contributions to the Warrior effort on the road.